How about something different? Today I have for you a tutorial on how you can make this beautiful wedding guest book. So hi guys, today I have for you a quick and easy project. We are going to be making a wedding guest book and I'm super excited. My best friend is getting married and I wanted to do something sweet and special for her. So for this project, I'm going to be using the Classic Wedding Collection by Heartfelt Creation. It is so romantic and beautiful, of course, but what I like the most is that the colors are so soft that you can even have the guest right straight onto these page designs and just have this beautiful border around the pages. It's just gonna look so gorgeous. So I'm also gonna use this little clipboard. So this was a gift from my friend Paula, so thank you, Paula. And she gave me this last year. She got me a big bag of crafty goodies and I'm finally going to use this clipboard because I think it will be perfect to display on the guest table, you know, where they have all the table numbers, and this could be displayed up like that, and then I can actually take all the pages out and put them on the table so people can sign them and then just put it up here. I don't know, I think it's a good different thing. But if you don't have this, don't worry, we can always just use some green vines and I'll show you that. See, so you can use this instead of having this chipboard base. You can use normal chipboard and just your green vines to join them together and it will also look super nice. So also I'm going to be using some cardstock. Regular cardstock should work just fine. You can also use heavyweight if you like, doesn't matter. And I'm also going to be using one piece of chipboard for the cover. Now if you don't have something like this, you probably need 2 pieces of chipboard and then 2 little rings to do your binding. So I'm going to start by measuring my clipboard here. So this measures 5.5 by let's see, 8.5. Now my binding starts here, so I'm actually going to just measure from the halfway point here, which is 7.5. So let's say 5.5 by 7.5 will be your chipboard base. And then I'm also going to cut my cardstock. Okay, so now I have 10 pieces here that measure 7.5 by 5.25, and that will be the pages for my clipboard book. And now I'm going to select some designs to simply cover those pages. So I am going to cover, let me see, I think I'm going to cover both sides so that way people can sign on either side. And my friend is having a really small wedding, so I think 10 pages double-sided, which will be 20, it's plenty for because it's people sign one per family anyway, right? So I'm just gonna grab actually one of each because they're all beautiful and we can probably get 2 pages from each one of these. And then of course we are going, oh actually I think I'm going to use this for the cover. That is so beautiful. And let's see, they're all just so pretty. So I am just gonna start cutting these sheets. And if your page measures 7.5 by 5.25, you are gonna cut them at 7.25 by 5. So simply I'm going to start by taking off this white piece, and then I'm going to measure here 7.25, and then I will do 5. Just super quick like that. And then we're gonna do the same for all the sheets, and of course save your scraps for, you can always make some cards or different projects. and I'm going to glue these pages on both sides. So this will be side A, and then I will do side B, and then it will also make the page more sturdy and all. So I'm just gonna glue those down. Okay, so now I have all of my pages covered on both sides, and I am just going to quickly put them in order. Basically make sure the front is on the front. The backs I made basically neutral, that way when this flips up or sideways or whichever way yours is going, it's not too confusing. So I'm just gonna pick any order, but just make sure that the right side is up before I punch my holes. So that is that. So that will go like this. Isn't this collection just beautiful? I mean, every page match with the next, so you don't have to worry about. I'm just trying not to put repeats one next to the other, but other than that, so pretty. Okay, so now that I have all the pages in place, now if you're just doing ring buying and no, you're not using, obviously this is probably going to be hard to find. I had it for a year here, but you're simply going to pencil mark where we're going to punch your holes. And let me grab a pencil. And so for mine, for example, I'm going to use one as a sample. Probably not the first one. I'll use this one here, and I'm going to center that up and just kind of mark where my holes will be. It will be one over there and one here. And then I'm just going to measure 1/2 inch from the top to know exactly where my dots or my holes are going to be. So mine is going to open up. If yours is going to open to the side, you can do the same thing on the side. So it's really not one way to do it. You know, you can customize it, make it whichever way you want yours. So those 2 dots is where I'm going to punch my holes, and I'm just gonna erase this really quick. I'm going to do one as a test, and then I will use that one as a template. So I'm going to use the larger hole on my crocodile here, and I'm just going to kind of go from the top of the dot just like this. Okay, and now I'm going to, like I said, test the first one and see if I did it right. And I think it looks fine. It is center and it's not going out of the clipboard, so I think I'm happy with that. So now I'm just going to use this one as a template for the next one. So I'm just going to put 3 together. Okay, so now I have all the pages with all the holes, and so now let's do the covers. If you are just using the ring binds and the pages, you will need 2 pieces of chipboard for your cover, but if you happen to have something like this, then you only need 1 for the top cover and you don't need 1 for the bottom. So this piece here measures 5.5 by 7.5, so it's slightly, just a little bit bigger than your pages. And so what we're going to do is cover this up. Now I want to use this page here. It is gorgeous for a cover. Let me show you that. Look how shiny this page is. Beautiful. And then I am going to be using this page design, basically just this image for the center of my cover. So the first thing I'm going to do is just cut a piece big enough to wrap this around. So I'm just going to pencil mark here, give it about 1 inch on each side. So I'm just gonna cut this out, one side here, and here's the other pencil mark. So just something big enough to wrap your chipboard, and maybe you can recreate this book on any size. It doesn't have to be the sizes that I'm working with. Maybe you want something larger to accommodate signatures and pictures, but you basically do the same concept, and I think it's pretty easy, right? All right, so I am just going to glue my chipboard to the page. Okay, so we're just gonna put it right on the center. So then I'm just gonna bend the cardstock around first, just like that, and same thing here, and same thing over there. So let me just press that down, and then I'm just going to cut, whoops, the corners out, just like if we were wrapping a mini album cover. Same concept. We're just doing one side at a time. Again, if you're doing both sides, then you just do this 2 times. So I'm just going to use my glue and continue wrapping this around. So I am going to use this design here to cut a piece of 5 1/4 by 7 1/4, and I'm going to glue this on the back here of this page. So now I'm going to line up the first page to the base, to the outside cover, and make sure you line up the top, and then we're going to pencil mark where we're going to place our holes. You can pencil mark, or you can just go ahead and cut it. Let me clean that up. And let's do this. I'd like to cut it right on top of the circles, that way I know exactly where it needs to go. So I do one, and then we'll do the next. Okay, so here we go. Now we have the 2 holes done, and the pages are basically done. And all we're going to do now is embellish the cover. So I went ahead and cut the image that I want to use, and I am going to back that on cardstock. So now I'm going to put a piece of chipboard on my image. That way it has volume when we add it into the cover, and also makes it stand out and it's more sturdy like that. So now I'm just going to glue this down here. And I'm just gonna place it right on the center. Then I'm using the Sweetheart Borders die to create this beautiful piece. Now this die also makes this amazing piece that I made a cut as well, because I want to use this one, but I remembered that this album is going to travel with me, so I'm going to keep the embellishing inside of this area so it won't damage when I take it. So I'm just gonna use this little one and I'm going to glue. Let me open that up. I'm just going to add a little bit of glue here and place it on the top. Make sure you're not covering the holes of the album. And then I'm going to add just this little bling piece here. So let me go ahead and cut a small piece, and I love this bling. Is gorgeous, especially for wedding or special occasion like that. It's super pretty. So I am going to use my fabric tack glue to add this piece. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on this side like that, and then just add the bling. And just like that, it looks amazing. The collection is beautiful. You don't need a lot of embellishings. Now of course this will look gorgeous if you make some flowers and just put them all over the side. I think if I didn't have to travel with this album, I'll be doing some flowers. But so I also want to add a little sentiment, and let's see here. I have this little piece cut out, and then I'm just gonna add some chipboard on the back as well to add a little bit of dimension, just like that. And then I'm going to place this. We can either place it on the top or on the bottom, so it depends if you want to cover her dress or this gorgeous door. So I don't want to cover either, but I think I'm going to put this right up here. And yeah, how simple and easy is this to make. I'm just gonna place this right there, and I think we are done. So now if you are using the ring binds, of course you have the back cover as well. So the back cover will be, I will just do the same thing with it, wrapping this up just without the embellishing, and I will make it match this paper as well, so you do 2 of those. So I am going to add all of these to my little clipboard here and see how this looks like. And Paula, you need to tell me where I can get more of that, because that is just the cutest thing. And I like the fact that, you know, for example, on the wedding, this is going to be displayed on the table, but after the wedding she can keep it somewhere, and you know, it just looks gorgeous. I love it. So here we go. I have all the pieces, and this is how this looks like. So now when you open it, you can see all the gorgeous paper designs. People will sign on both sides, and even if you don't have a lot of guests, we can sign on one side and then maybe put a picture on the other side, just like that. I also love that it's very easy to take the pages out, so it will be easy for the guests to sign the book. So that is my project for today. I hope that you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Don't forget to visit Heartfelt Creations. This project will be displayed on the blog today. And so yeah, also I will put my email and my website on the description box below. Don't forget to tag me on Instagram and Facebook if you guys give this project a try. I want to thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.